تحول لون أحد الأنهار في بوينس آيرس بالأرجنتين
This is found in the Euphrates River. Jesus is coming! A shocking transformation is happening in the Euphrates River. Its waters are drying up, revealing ancient secrets, just as the Bible foretold. At the same time, rivers worldwide are reportedly turning red. Could this be a natural event, or a sign of divine judgment? Scripture ties the drying of the Euphrates and water turning to blood to the end times and the return of Jesus. Are these signs of prophecy unfolding before our eyes? Join us as we uncover the truth behind these mysterious events. You won't believe what's being revealed. Strange events have been unfolding across the world. Numerous rivers have mysteriously turned red, leaving scientists and religious scholars searching for answers. Among them are the Rimac River in Peru, rivers in Lima, and, most shockingly, the Euphrates River. The Euphrates River, one of the most historically and biblically significant bodies of water, has long been associated with end-time prophecies. The sudden change in its water color has sparked concern among believers who see this as a fulfillment of biblical warnings. But why is this happening? Hold on a second. Tap that like button, drop a comment below, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. Alright, let's keep going. So, why is the river water turning red? Certain algae, such as Carenia brevis, can cause red tides, producing toxins harmful to marine life and humans. These harmful algal blooms have been observed worldwide and may explain some instances of water turning red. However, they fail to account for all occurrences, particularly those appearing in freshwater rivers like the Euphrates. While science offers partial explanations, many believe the timing and locations of these events align too closely with biblical prophecy to be dismissed as coincidence. Scripture explicitly describes rivers turning red as a divine warning. One of the clearest references appears in Revelation. The third angel poured out his bowl on the rivers and springs of water, and they became blood. Revelation 16:4. This passage describes one of the 7 bowls of God's wrath, supernatural judgments poured out during the final phase of human history. Unlike earlier localized plagues, these judgments are global, signaling the last stage before Christ's return. This event mirrors the first plague in Egypt. When the Nile was turned to blood, all the waters of the river were turned to blood, and the Egyptians could not drink its water. Exodus 7:20-21. In both accounts, water becomes undrinkable, symbolizing divine authority and a warning to a rebellious world. The question now facing many believers is unavoidable. Are we witnessing the early fulfillment of these prophecies? Reports of rivers and lakes turning red have surfaced across the globe, from China's Yangtze River to Peru's Rimac River. While scientists propose industrial pollution, algae, or sediment shifts, the increasing frequency of these events troubles many who see a prophetic pattern emerging. The Euphrates River carries special significance. Revelation foretells its drying as a precursor to the final conflict. The 6th angel poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates, and its water was dried up to prepare the way for the kings from the east. Revelation 16:12. Today, historic droughts have caused large sections of the Euphrates to dry up. Combined with reports of discolored waters, prophecy watchers believe these signs are converging rapidly. If the third bowl judgment is unfolding, Revelation warns that escalation follows. The 4th bowl brings terrifying heat. The sun was allowed to scorch people with fire. Revelation 16:8-9. Record-breaking heat waves, intensifying wildfires, and rising solar activity now dominate global headlines. In recent years, powerful solar storms have disrupted satellites and power grids, suggesting that the biblical warning is no longer unimaginable. Adding to these signs, a blood moon will occur on the 14th of March, 2025. Scripture links such events to divine warnings. The moon will be turned to blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord. Joel 2:31. When considered alongside drying rivers, red waters, rising heat, wars, and moral decline, a sobering question remains: is the world entering the final phase of biblical prophecy? But it seems that the story is not over yet. After the strange phenomenon in the Euphrates River, people discovered another strange thing. Archaeologists and local residents have reportedly uncovered a massive human skeleton buried beneath the dried riverbed of the Euphrates River. This astonishing discovery has reignited intense debate surrounding the ancient beings known as the Nephilim, mysterious figures described in the Bible and other ancient traditions. Many now ask whether this could be long-sought physical evidence confirming their existence. The Nephilim are first mentioned in the book of Genesis. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown. Genesis 6-4. According to many biblical scholars, the Nephilim were the offspring of fallen angels and human women, a hybrid race described as giants, possessing extraordinary strength, intelligence, and influence. Scripture suggests they existed before the flood and were wiped out through divine judgment during Noah's time. Yet an unsettling question persists. Did any survive, or were traces of them sealed beneath the earth, hidden until now? Early reports about the skeleton describe bones far larger than those of modern humans. Observers claim elongated limbs, unusual skeletal proportions, and an abnormally large skull features that do not align with known human anatomy. These characteristics closely resemble ancient descriptions of the Nephilim, who were often portrayed as towering giants dominating the pre-flood world. Equally striking is the location of the discovery. The Euphrates River holds immense prophetic importance throughout Scripture. In Revelation 9:14, 4 angels are described as being bound at the river, awaiting release in the final days. The Bible later foretells the drying up of the Euphrates as a key event preceding major end-time developments. The timing of this discovery is fueling speculation. As the Euphrates experiences historic droughts and portions of its riverbed are exposed, many believe ancient secrets long concealed are now being revealed. Could this skeleton be more than an archaeological anomaly? Some suggest it may serve as a warning or confirmation that biblical history and prophecy are converging. This alleged find emerges during a period marked by global instability, unusual natural phenomena, and increasing signs that many interpret as prophetic. The Book of Revelation repeatedly describes a moment when hidden things are exposed and ancient powers resurface before the end. If the drying Euphrates is unveiling remnants of a forgotten world, the implications are profound. Whether viewed through faith, history, or mystery, this discovery forces a sobering question. Are the secrets of the ancient world being revealed as humanity approaches the final chapters foretold in Scripture? Why did a Nephilim skeleton appear in the Euphrates? The Euphrates River has long been surrounded by mystery and biblical significance. Many believe that beneath its waters lie ancient tombs, lost cities, and even sealed realms connected to supernatural history. As the river dries, questions arise about what may have been hidden for thousands of years. One theory suggests the Nephilim were imprisoned beneath the earth after the Great Flood. This idea draws support from Jude 1:6. And the angels who did not keep their proper domain but left their own abode. He has reserved in everlasting chains under darkness for the judgment of the great day. If this interpretation is correct, the drying of the Euphrates may not be merely environmental. It could be a divine signal that something ancient and restrained is being exposed. So what does the Bible actually say about the Nephilim? The Nephilim are described in the Old Testament as mighty men, known for great strength and renown. They were the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men. Some Bible translations render Nephilim as giants, while others leave the term untranslated or interpret it differently. Genesis 6:4 states, "The Nephilim were in the land in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came in to the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. These were the mighty men of old, men of renown." Disagreement about the Nephilim has existed for centuries. The word appears only twice in Scripture, here in Genesis 6 and later in Numbers 13:33. Scholars debate whether Nephilim means giants, fallen ones, or those who fell upon others. Most ancient translations favor giants, while Aquila's Greek translation interpreted the word as fallen ones. This debate shapes two main interpretations. Genesis 6, Nephilim as fallen angel offspring. Genesis 6:1. 6 does not explicitly call the Nephilim giants. Instead, it focuses on their origin, the union of sons of God and human women, and their influence. They are described as powerful, famous, and deeply connected to the widespread corruption that led to divine judgment through the flood. Numbers 13. Nephilim as giants. The clearest reference to physical size appears in Numbers 13:33. "There we saw the Nephilim, the sons of Anak, and we seemed to ourselves like grasshoppers." This verse strongly implies extraordinary size and strength, reinforcing the giant interpretation. When viewed together with the Euphrates drying, ancient restraints mentioned in Scripture, and renewed discoveries, the question becomes unavoidable. Did the Nephilim truly exist? And is what lies beneath the Euphrates being revealed now for a reason? Interestingly, there is another theory about strange creatures imprisoned under the Euphrates. Why is the drying of the Euphrates River so significant? The Euphrates River has been one of the most important waterways in human history. Flowing through Turkey, Syria, and Iraq, it served as the lifeline of ancient civilizations, such as Babylon, Assyria, and Persia. Entire empires rose and fell along its banks. Even today, the Euphrates remains essential for agriculture, drinking water, and daily survival across the Middle East. Because of this, its drying is not just an environmental concern. It represents the weakening of a foundation that has supported human civilization for thousands of years. Biblical prophecy warns that in the last days, this great river will dry up, signaling the approach of global conflict, judgment, and irreversible change. The kings from the east. Who are they? Prophecy states that the Euphrates will dry up to prepare the way for the kings from the east.